Hey there, just finishing up a walk with Maple here. Just briefly wanted to go into more of what I was talking about with pain points. I talk about this a lot, and so I want to make sure people are very clear with what I'm referring to. So when I talking about customer pain points, I'm talking about all of the different fears that your customer thinks about. And ideally, we want to get into the deeper ones. Maybe even the fears they don't talk about. I mean, the best hooks are ones that people don't even want to admit to. The best example is like in the weight loss industry. There's, the desire for a lot of people to lose a lot of weight is there's somebody they kind of want to stick their nose in, their success and kind of brag and show off in front of. And, sales copy that kind of points that out might make people uncomfortable, but ultimately that's kind of what they want. And I think people will buy based off of those hidden fears or pain points. But you should hit all of them, in my opinion. Like, you should write them all down. Every pain point that you think your customer deals with, whether it's their fear of not making enough money, fear that their marriage is falling apart, fear of, whatever things are. For most business owners, it's finding the next customer or a client, that's often my fear, and that's why I spend, a lot of time on lead generation and stuff. But also for me, it's more about curating it from there. But my point with the pain points is that, you really want to dig into people's insecurities. And it's okay to be somewhat direct about it. You don't want to be cruel, but at the same time, you want to be honest with them. And I think you're actually doing people a service in that regard, because ultimately, if your product or service can help somebody that's in need, then you owe it to them to try to tell them about it and try to convince them that it's a good deal. Now, if you're selling crap, then you're selling crap and you're just kind of scamming people. But if your goal and you're dedicated to helping people, which is what typically most goods and services are, whether it's a happiness or a quality of life thing, then it's important that you convince people and explain to people the quality of your product and service. So the best way to do that is to hit them where it hurts, and that's their pain points. So if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me about this, because I'd say this is the biggest thing that everybody needs to be focusing on when it comes to copywriting, because that's what gets people's attention. It's how does it affect them? Where does it hurt them? So have a good night. Thanks.